Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to go over all of the notebooks that I am currently dipping in and out of and talk a little bit about how I am using each of them. I did kind of find as I was looking over these that my quote unquote uses for each of these notebooks really fall under a few like broader categories. So I also turned this into an arts and crafts project for myself, and I thought I would also talk about the broader umbrella uses that my notebooks typically fall under. And also, let me know what are your reasons, quote unquote, for, keeping your notebooks, your journals, your planners. Like, what is your purpose for keeping your notebooks and journals? I think it would be interesting, just an interesting discussion on why? Why am I doing this? But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna start with. I will move aside this massive pile of notebooks for now, and we'll start with the reasons. So one of the main things that I get out of my journals and notebooks is memory. I have a really, really horrible memory. I won't even remember what I did a few days ago. Sometimes I definitely don't remember details. Yeah, I have a horrible memory. Writing things down actually helps me a lot. Just the process of writing things down helps me to remember them. And also, since I keep them, in my journals, and I do flip through my journals fairly often, flipping through them on a regular basis helps like reinforce those memories. I suppose under this use, I could also put like planning or like a to-do list, because, if the to-do list isn't written down somewhere, I won't remember it. So I feel like this also kind of covers that purpose that I have in my notebooks as well. But yeah, memory is a big one. Maybe the biggest reason why, actually. Another thing that it helps me with is, I guess I feel like I quote unquote think better on paper, if that makes any sense. Like, I have an easier time processing and absorbing information when I write it down. And that could be for a lot of things. Sometimes that's emotions. Sometimes I feel like I actually process emotions better on paper. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much to talk about this, but for a while I mean I still do, but like for a while I was having some like more noticeable anxiety problems. And I wasn't always sure like what was making me anxious, like what was the source of that anxiety, but I would feel it physically. Like, it's not as bad as it was, but for a while, so I have like really bad TMJ. So for a while I was having like really bad jaw pain. So I would feel it there, like my jaw would just be really tense and I wouldn't know why. And then for a while I was also getting nausea with it, which was not fun. Basically, the process of writing it down and like kind of just thinking about what I am feeling on paper was really helpful, because I genuinely just like couldn't put my finger on exactly why I was feeling the way I was until I sat down and wrote about it. Basically, in general, for things like thoughts, information and learning, emotion, this is a very broad use here, but all of those things work better when I write them down, period. So yes, thinking on paper. Another reason I keep them is pretty straightforward. It's fun. I like stationery, I like notebooks, I like pens. It's fun. That's it. I don't think I need to say much more about this. But yeah, literally just fun. Another big reason that I find my notebooks and journals to be very valuable to me is they do help me clear my mind, kind of. Like, I do a lot of brain dumping or brain draining, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, just the process of writing everything in my brain, stream of conscious, and just getting it all out on paper is really very helpful to have. So that is another big reason I keep my journals. Another thing that I really struggle with is quote unquote seeing time. So, and I mean that both in the smaller sense, like hours of the day, and also in the larger sense, like days of the month, days of the week, etc. I have always kind of had a hard time with this. Like I've always known, like even in high school, I knew I needed a planner because I would not be able to remember due dates or anything like that. I cannot keep that information in my brain. My brain doesn't like that information. It doesn't absorb it very well. So I always knew that I needed a calendar of some sorts just to write down important dates. So I still use that, and it's very important to help me get a grasp of time because I am not capable of internally visualizing this and retaining that information. My brain doesn't like it. My brain does not hold a calendar up here. It does not hold a clock. I just have a hard time with time. So yeah, seeing time is helpful. So one of the main things that I feel like I get out of my journals and notebooks is just purely like a creative space, which has actually become really important to me as I've kind of rediscovered it in my like mid-30s now. But yeah, it's a space for me to be creative in a very low stakes, gentle manner. It's a space to not be so self-critical and to just be very present in what I'm doing. But yeah, my notebooks have become an important space for just creative play. Okay, so generally speaking, these are the core reasons why I keep most of my journals, notebooks, planners, everything that I have. They all fall under one or several of these broader umbrellas. And now I will go through all of the notebooks that I have. Okay, so first notebook we have, which is actually a newer edition that I just added really this week, but I've started doing morning pages. I like it so far. It's mostly brain drain in here and some light decorating, but that's really it. It's nice. I set my timer and I sit down and I write whatever's on my mind and just kind of like brain dump. And yeah, it's been good. So probably one of my main uses for the morning pages is truly just to clear my mind. Yeah, it really is. It's mostly a regularly scheduled brain drain / brain dump. I also do decorate a little bit, so I do get some creative space out of it. I do kind of look back at them and it does help me see what I was doing, what I was thinking, so it does help with memory a little bit. I'm also having fun in there, so there's that. Yeah, also a little bit of thinking on paper, though not so exclusively. So I feel like I get quite a bit of things out of my morning pages, and I like them so far. But genuinely, the main reason that I keep them is just to clear my mind. Next I have my Hobonichi Cousin, which covers quite a few things for me. I do use this exclusively as a journal. I don't do any planning in here at all. I have tried using this as a planner. It's not a good space for that for me. Like I've seen obviously many people use this space as a planner and a journal, but I think I like those things separated. I like my journaling space to be more creative and I like my planning space to be more structured. So this is a journal for me. It's a great journal for me. I have been enjoying it so far. So that is this. And I feel like I get a lot of things out of my Hobonichi Cousin. which is probably why I ended up coming back to it again this year. It is definitely a creative space for me. I really, really enjoy it as a creative space. It definitely helps me with memory. I do a lot of memory keeping in there. It definitely helps me clear my mind. I occasionally just do a brain dump in there or stream of consciousness writing, just write out everything that comes into my brain. It's fun. I do, actually, yeah, I do. I do some quote unquote thinking on paper in here. Sometimes I will do more like emotional processing of things in my Hobonichi Cousin. Again, it's a journaling space, so sometimes I will write about that stuff. And also it helps me see time, both on a more zoomed out scale, like I can see it over the weeks and months and even quarters, and also on a zoomed in scale, like on the day-to-day basis. Yeah, so Hobonichi Cousin, great. It basically serves so many of my whys, which is, again, probably why I came back to it. So yeah, that is my Hobonichi Cousin. Next I have one that I haven't really talked about on this channel at all, and this is my quote-unquote everything notebook. This is the place where I sometimes plan out video ideas, sometimes just write down random ideas. It's literally anything that it needs to be. It's been a brain dump. It's been a place for me to problem solve and figure out how to do things. It's been a place for me to take notes on things. It's everything. It's genuinely just whatever it needs to be in the moment. But yeah, for like video planning, stuff like that, a lot of mind mapping, list making, brain dumping, whatever it needs to be, that is this book for me. But yeah, I would say this book for me is almost purely just thinking on paper. I don't expect things to remain organized in there, so I'm not going to use it to do any kind of structured planning or structured journaling. It's just whenever I need to think on paper, it's there. I also have a Hobonichi Weeks, and I'm gonna be honest, I've not been having a good time in this book. So this started as a health and fitness tracker, and I didn't really use it as that. Then I used it as a plant care tracker, and I got bored with that. Then I started using it as a journal, and I'm still not really having a good time in here as a journal. I want so badly to like this book, and I am not having a good time in here, and I don't have a good purpose for it. Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't given up yet, but I've not been having a good time in here. I think part of it is honestly just the size of it. It is small, which was a big reason why I liked it, but also it makes it uncomfortable to write in for me somehow, I think. I think specifically it's the narrowness of it, which means that I am like often running against the side of the notebook here when I write, which just genuinely just makes it uncomfortable to write in. Yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm not comfortable writing in here. And I haven't loved it. I haven't loved it yet. I'm still trying, but I haven't loved it. My other issue is these back pages here, where there are somehow both too many and not enough of them. Like, I'm afraid that I'm going to run out of them, but I also can't think of a use for them back here that will fill up enough of them to use the whole section. So I've kind of just been coming in and out of here whenever I feel like it and doing some like small journaling, but that's really it. I'm starting to question whether or not I want to stay in this book. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not having a good time in here, and I haven't quite found the solution yet, but I'm still trying to make it work. So all that being said, I hate to say it, but my Hobonichi weeks has not really been helping me do much of any of these. I guess there's some memory keeping in there, so I'll give it that. But yeah, even the week's view, for whatever reason, when I'm looking back through it, I don't feel a good like connection to that week. Like it doesn't jog my memory as much as I'd like it to. I don't know why that is, but for whatever reason, I can look back there and it doesn't like connect with me in my brain. I don't know how else to explain that. Anyway, so I don't feel like it does as good of a job of helping me see time. I am kind of limited on space, so I don't even feel like I'm as creative in there as I'd like to be. There's definitely not enough room for me to think on paper. And I hate to say it, but at this point in time, I'm not even having fun. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying. Though I don't know for how much longer, because we're already in April, and I'm still not loving it. So that is my Hobonichi weeks. So this is one that isn't entirely set up yet, so I won't spend a lot of time talking about this, but I have been wanting for some time to set up an official, like, commonplace book. I have been doing some commonplacing in my Hobonichi Cousin when I feel like it, but I would like a space, like, purely designated just for commonplacing. And I think the best place for me to do that is going to be in a rings binder, so that I can like rearrange and organize pages and kind of keep things separated by subject. I think that will be easier to organize and maintain rather than doing it in a bound book. So I started making some pages, and I've started thinking about how I want to do that, but I haven't quite like finished. But I haven't really finished it yet. This is just what I have so far. So I definitely want an index of some kind for my commonplace. And then I think how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna have like an indexing system where I mark where it is in the index on the side of the page here, and then fill out each of the pages like that. But I'm still working on this. I'm excited to get it done. I did a little bit of that earlier this week, and yeah. This is just an example page that I tried to make. I do also want to decorate my commonplace a little bit as well, but yeah, this is just work in progress. Very excited to get it done. Not done yet. And I think it will live in this binder, which I still have to decorate as well, but that's okay. Work in progress. My commonplace, definitely fun. I'm very excited for this. It will help me remember things because I'll be writing about them, and that will help me remember the things that I want to learn about. I do intend on decorating it, so it's going to be at least a little bit of a creative space. And I think by writing things down, I will better retain information. So yeah, also going to help me thinking on paper a little bit. And that's it. Those are my main uses for my commonplace, which I am very excited to add to my system. Other than that, for planning, I am in 2 different books here. I'm in my Traveler's Notebook and my little A6 Stalogy here. So in my Traveler's Notebook here, I have a few things. I don't have too many inserts in here. I have one insert up front here that is a recent ad where I just kind of do more thinking on paper, I guess. It's really just very small, specific to-do list to whatever I'm just working on at the moment. So yeah, there's just a little extra space for that. And then mostly the big thing that I get out of this is this weekly spread here, which I have really been enjoying. So in order to schedule things for myself, I've just been using these little post-it notes, and then I kind of just like move them around where I need them to be. And then I've been dividing the weekly section over here in 2. On one side, I've been writing down in like very quick bullet notes, like things that I did that day, kind of just like a quick daily log. And then on the other side, I have a small little micro journal. And then on this side over here, I have a running to-do list. I have a list of deliverables that I would like to get done for the week, just things that I want to complete by the end of the week. I don't always get to all of them, but I try, and it's nice to have them there as a reminder of what I want to do. And then the rest of it is just kind of whatever I need. I have a little health tracker here at the bottom where I just check off if I took my vitamins, if I actually remembered to drink water, and if I got any exercise. So yeah, that's been nice. This is nice. This has been helpful. Other than that, I just have another insert where I draw out my own monthly calendar. Main reason being, I don't like how most of the like calendar, like the month calendars that you can buy for inserts, the calendar takes up the whole page. And I actually just don't need my calendar to be that big. I mostly need, once again, another running to-do list, like for month to month. And like, again, another like thing of deliverables, which I have down here. And a smaller calendar where I can kind of just put in some dates. Like I don't need the calendar to take up the full page as much as I need just a place to write a list of like longer term things that I'm doing and need to remember. So I couldn't find any books that had like that kind of layout. So I've just been drawing my own in a grid insert here. But those calendars have much more personal stuff on them. So I'm not going to show that, but yeah, just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. So yeah, this is my traveler's notebook. It's been great. The weekly planning is really the star here. It is my favorite. The other space I've been using for planning has been my A6 Stalogy book here, which I use for daily planning. Let me show you what that looks like. So how I've been setting this up, and I just draw it in every day. It actually doesn't take that long, so it's not that big of a deal. But I have a little time blocking thing on the side here. I have a spot for my main goal or like thing that I want to focus on for the day. And then I have a little itemized to-do list for like the thing that I want to do. And then another like side to-do list here for just other things that I need to remember. But yeah, it's nice. I like this. I think the main reason I like this is due to its size. It's not too big, which means that I can't put too many things on one day, which is good because I have a tendency to put in too many things on a day-to-day basis and I don't actually ever get to them. But this size and space kind of helps me just focus in on a few things rather than overwhelming myself with too many things. So yeah, it's been great. I genuinely think that's like the main benefit that I get from this is truly just the size. I also like how portable it is. It's really easy to keep with me always, to keep open always. It's very, very easy to take around. But yeah, this has been really functional and it's been working really well. Anyway, that is all of my notebooks and all of the reasons that I use them and everything that I feel that I get out of them. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out for a bit. And yeah, I'm curious, what notebooks do you use and what purpose do they serve for you? I'm interested to see like what other people's, process and reasoning is for all of their things. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.